The relentless blizzard outside Jack's cabin roared like a ravenous beast, rattling the frost-covered windows and threatening to tear the roof from its moorings. But even the storm's fury couldn't drown out the bone-chilling sounds emanating from the depths of the forest. Inhuman shrieks pierced the night air, a cacophony of agony and hunger that seemed to grow closer with each passing hour. Jack huddled by the dying embers of his fire, wrapped in every scrap of fabric he could find. His gaunt face was illuminated by the fading orange glow, highlighting the dark circles under his sunken eyes. His stomach growled ferociously, a constant reminder of the days that had passed since his last proper meal. The unexpected blizzard had trapped him here, turning what should have been a weekend getaway into a nightmarish struggle for survival. As he stared into the fading coals, Jack's mind wandered to the dwindling supplies in his cupboard. A single can of beans, half a pack of stale crackers, and a few tea bags were all that remained between him and starvation. He had already resorted to melting snow for water, the icy liquid doing little to sate his gnawing hunger. A sudden pounding at the door made Jack leap to his feet, his heart racing. The noise was distinct from the howling wind, deliberate, desperate. "Hello?" a voice called out, barely audible above the storm. "Is anyone there? Please, I'm lost. I need help." Jack hesitated, his hand hovering over the door latch. Opening the door meant letting in the killing cold, possibly dooming them both. But leaving someone out there in this weather? The pounding grew more insistent, the voice more frantic. "Please, I can see your light. I'm so cold, so hungry. I think I'm dying out here." Jack's own hunger twisted in his gut, a primal force urging him to act. His survival instincts warred with his humanity as he stumbled towards the door, fingers trembling on the icy metal of the latch. "Hold on," he croaked, his voice hoarse from disuse. "I'm coming." As he swung the door open, letting in a swirl of snow and bitter wind, Jack's eyes widened in abject horror. The thing that loomed in the doorway was no longer human, if it ever had been. Emaciated limbs stretched to impossible lengths, skin pulled taut over protruding bones and sinew. Tattered remnants of clothing clung to its gaunt frame. Atop its elongated neck, a skull-like face peered down at Jack, lips pulled back in a rictus grin that revealed rows of needle-sharp teeth. Most terrifying of all were the creature's eyes, sunken orbs that gleamed with an insatiable, primal hunger that chillingly mirrored Jack's own desperate need. Massive antlers, twisted and sharp, sprouted from its skull, scraping against the top of the door frame as the creature stooped to enter. A noise emerged from its throat, a guttural, inhuman sound that started as a whimper and rose to a shriek of triumph and hunger. Jack stumbled backwards, his scream of terror lost in the howling of the wind and the creature's unearthly cry. He scrambled for a weapon, anything to defend himself, but his weakened state and the Wendigo's supernatural speed left him no chance. The Wendigo's jaw unhinged, stretched to an impossible width as it lunged forward. Jack felt razor-sharp claws sink into his flesh. The cold of the creature's touch somehow more bone-chilling than the winter storm. As consciousness faded, his last thought was a detached wondering if this was how the Wendigo had been born. Another lost soul succumbing to the hunger and desperation in the merciless wild. When spring finally came, melting away winter's icy grip, a group of hikers would stumble upon the remote cabin. They'd note the door hanging off its hinges, the interior a scene of violence and desperation. Most disturbing would be the strange, deep scratches on the inside of the walls and door, as if something had tried to claw its way out long after the flesh should have fallen from its fingers. But perhaps most chilling of all would be the single set of inhuman tracks leading away from the cabin into the depths of the forest that seemed to whisper with secrets and hunger.